Hey members, hope you're all doing well. Today is Sunday, November 22nd. That means in a few short days we will be celebrating Thanksgiving in whatever capacity that looks like. I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy and staying active during this time. I know that many of you have been using the facilities, whether that's the fitness center or the Group X classes. We thank you for your patronage and we are excited to serve you in those capacities. So we're gonna start off this week's workouts. We're gonna amp the intensity up. So remember, usually in the holidays this time of year, we have people kind of enjoying themselves, loosening their belts a little bit in their diets, and that's great. We want you to enjoy that time with your family. We want you to enjoy that second piece of pie if that's your liking. We just need to be cognizant of a healthy balance between intake and output, right? So what we wanna do on Monday is we're gonna do our Mobility Monday. So 2 minutes per exercise, 1 minute on each side. We're gonna start off with the human pretzel. So you're gonna start off in a lying position with your chest up towards the ceiling on your back. You're gonna pick your knee up and across the body, and then you're gonna grab the other foot's shoelaces and then pull that in towards your back. So you're effectively doing what we've done before called a bretzel. It is a really great stretch. It works your thoracic spine, your lower back, your glutes. Pretty much if it's a muscle in your body, that will stretch it out, okay? After that, again, so a minute on each side, we're gonna do a 90-90 hip stretch, hip mobility drill. You're gonna sit upright with your knees at 90 degrees. You're gonna rotate through the body, keeping the chest and the head up towards the ceiling. After that, we'll be doing book openers. So you're going to lay on your back with your one knee pulled across the body. And then you're going to just open your arm up, initiating a stretch as you rotate away from that knee, okay? So you're laying on your back for this one, and you're laying on the back for your first exercise. The second exercise, you're seated upright on the floor or on, a stretching table, something of the sort. Again, book openers, you're gonna do a minute, nice and slow, kind of letting gravity stretch you out in the pec area. We're gonna do child's poses with lateral walks. So this is just like a normal child's pose. You're seated on your knees and feet, and you're gonna sit your hips back onto your heels. And then you're gonna just simply walk your hands left and right, creating a stretch in your lats and in your lower back. Okay, so after that, we're gonna finish up with a cobra stretch. So you're lying flat on the ground, chest touching the ground as well. You're gonna press your chest up and reach up, looking up with the chin, and you're gonna feel a nice stretch in those abs, okay? So after that, we move on to Tuesday, which is a really great opportunity for some high intensity interval training, also known as Tabata. Today, we're not doing Tabata Tuesday, we're doing interval training Tuesday. So Tabata is usually 20 on, 10 off, like we started when we started these videos. We are actually doing 60 seconds on and 20 seconds of active rest, also known as, the other exercise. So we're gonna do 60 seconds of lateral lunges. Feet are set wide apart. You're gonna lunge side to side, and then you're gonna keep your feet where they're at, and then you're gonna actually hold in a low sumo squat, so wide legs, really stretching the hips out as low as you can go for 20 seconds. After that, you're gonna stand up, and then you're going to go opposite elbow to opposite knee. So you're getting some contralateral movement in the body, you're engaging your abs, and then you're going to then hit a low high plank. So you're on your hands in a high plank position for 20 seconds. You're gonna go right into squat jumps for 60 seconds and a squat hold, just a standard squat hold. We've done a sumo. This is just a normal, narrow feet. Think about like a pause button for your feet, right? So one foot is straight, the other foot's, about shoulder width apart, also straight, and you're squatting as low as you can go, holding it for 20 seconds. Finally, we're gonna do press-ups, which is just a push-up with the elbows tucked into the side, okay? So what this does when you tuck your elbows, I usually do push-ups like this. You'll see some people like this. I don't care for this position because it puts the shoulder at an increased risk of injury. So I say 45 degrees, press-ups are bring your elbows in nice and tight. And what that does is actually puts the shoulders in a super stable position to press. And then what can happen is it, because it's in a more stable position, is actually safer than regular push-ups, but you also do get some tricep action in there. So if you're not used to this movement, that's fine. I recommend inclining first, maybe on a table, let's say, like the one we have right here. You can also try doing press ups in the modified position, so knees on the ground. All right, so after that, we're gonna swing over to Wednesday. We have lunges. We're gonna be doing 8 to 12 reps here on each side. So 8 reps on your left side, 8 reps on your right side, 10 and 10, 12 and 12, whatever you decide. Then after our lunges, we're gonna go into a glute bridge chest press. So we're gonna do a glute bridge position for the next 2 exercises. Once you're in the glute bridge position, we're going to press up. The weight goes up towards the ceiling. And then after 8 to 12 reps of that, you're going to do a pullover. So after you do your glute bridge chest presses, you're gonna actually reach behind you, keeping your elbows relatively bent, and then pull the elbows forward. So again, if I'm laying on the back, pretend I'm in a glute bridge position here, and I'm reaching the weight back, notice how my elbows don't move, my shoulders are actually moving, right? And that's the mechanism for that latissimus dorsi contraction, that lat contraction, as we all know and love. After that, we're going to do some kettlebell swings or dumbbell swings or whatever weight you were just using for the last few exercises. You're going to adopt a shoulder width stance, athletic stance. You're gonna swing the weight through the legs, and then using a powerful hip contraction, you're gonna stand up. Now, the weight doesn't have to fly up over your head or to your chest level. That's all extra credit if you wanna incorporate some shoulder / upper body work. The minimum that we need is just moving the weight away from the body. So it's not uncommon to see the weight hover around the hip area, the midline, like that belt line, and then fall back into place for the next rep, okay? So after that, we're gonna wrap up with Romanian deadlifts. Try this thing that 3 times fast. We're gonna wrap up with Romanian deadlifts, and then we're going to do, again, 8 to 12 reps of those. We're gonna do 3 to 4 rounds of this. You should be feeling the burn by the end, and this will put you in a solid state to enjoy fully your feast tomorrow, hopefully, because that will be Wednesday. Your body will be in repair mode that night and the next day, and it'll use all those good nutrients, the carbs, the micronutrients from the vegetables that we all incorporate in the proper amounts that evening, and also the protein from the turkey. So finally, Thursday, we have some ab work. We're gonna do hollow body rockers. So again, you're going to lay on your back. You're going to make, so this is you laying down, right? We're gonna laugh at my poor wrist mobility because that should be straight, but for some reason it's not. So from here, you're going to curl up a little bit, right? So you're gonna, again, create that bowl. Your hands are gonna come up and your feet are gonna come up, and you're gonna use your core to lock yourself in place into that parentheses or banana, whatever you'd like to call it. From here, you're gonna pretend like there's some water in a bowl and you're just sloshing the water back and forth. So you don't wanna swing with your arms, you don't wanna swing with your hips. Your whole body should be one solid unit, and that's where we get the best abdominal contraction, okay? So after that, we're gonna do a low plank hop over, so you can just roll right over on your stomach, forearms planted right underneath of the shoulders. You're gonna jump side to side, okay? So create a line down the midline of your body. You're gonna hop over that line, keeping the hips nice and low in line with the shoulders, making sure you get the most abdominal recruitment you can. You'll also hit your obliques doing this, so that is wonderful. After that, we're gonna do a side plank with rotation. So elbow goes underneath your side, underneath your shoulder, do a side plank. You're gonna rotate underneath, so stretch underneath and rotate up, stretch underneath and rotate up, okay? Finally, what we're gonna do is, again, so you can do 2 sets on each side. If you do 4 sets of all these exercises and you have an exercise like a side plank, you want to be doing 2 on each. I feel like I'm repeating myself when I say that, but it's just a reminder. We're gonna do standing knee to elbow like we did on Monday. So again, just Tuesday, opposite knee to opposite elbow. So it's like a march. If you want to get a little bit fancier, you can go hand to toe and really get a nice hamstring stretch in there. Finally, we have standing lateral oblique crunches. So elbow comes down, touches the knee, elbow comes down, touches the knee. At the same time, the knee comes up to touch the elbow. And that's kind of where we get that crunch function, because the obliques are making our body tilt sideways, that lateral flexion it's called if you want to get scientific. Finally, Friday, it's the day after Thanksgiving. Everybody's in food comas, so we have to burn off everything we just ate yesterday or turn it to muscle as best we can. So we're gonna use step ups. You're gonna plant your foot on the box. The key here I want you to work on is pulling the toes of the foot that is on the floor. So if I'm stepping up with my left foot, let's see if I have enough angle here. So if I'm stepping up with my left foot here, right, my toe on the right foot is actually pulled up off of the ground into something called dorsiflexion, okay? So I'm gonna actually dorsiflex my foot, and what that does is it takes my calf out of there. So this is my hand foot set up, right? So when you do a calf press, you're using your gastrocnemius and your soleus, your calf muscles here in the back. You flex those, and a lot of people when they do step ups will actually use those to do the step up. That takes a lot of pressure off of the leg that is supposed to be doing the work. So what you do is you can pull that toe up and then of the foot that's planted on the ground, and then you have to drive through the right foot. Now, if you're doing this for the first time with this modification, do not add weight. You will be surprised how difficult it is to do properly without stepping up on the foot that's planted on the ground, okay? So after that, we're gonna go into overhead presses. So again, just good old-fashioned overhead presses. Following that, we're gonna do front rack lunges. So the weights go on your shoulders, head up, chest up, nice and tall. You're gonna lunge forward. You can alternate legs. If you have a harder time with the movement and balance, you can plant your feet and do what's called split squats. Looks exactly like a lunge, just without the step. Finally, we're gonna do some rows. So hinge forward at the hips. You're gonna rotate as you fully extend the arm out, pulling the elbow down and back behind the body, creating a very open chest and shoulder area. That's going to give us the greatest activation of the lats. We're going to wrap up with goblet squats. So holding the weight on your chest, you're going to squat as low as you can go. We're going to finish with some arms, some bicep curls, and tricep extensions. Now there's two ways you can do these tricep extensions. You can do the kickbacks or the overhead extension. I like the kickbacks where you're hinged forward. Now the key here is you want the elbows up towards the sky. You want a nice parallel humerus there, or arm bone. Another way to do it is overhead tricep extension. So let's say you're here and you can go up overhead with the weight. If you have shoulder injuries or shoulder issues or tightness, the first one may be a better call for you. I like it because I feel it more in my triceps than the overhead extensions, but that's just me. So again, fitness looks different for everybody, and it's something we can all enjoy in our own capacities. So I hope you're enjoying it this week, especially with all the extra nutrients we're getting from our Thanksgiving meal. I hope everybody's staying well. If you have any questions about workouts or services we're offering here in the fitness center, don't hesitate to reach out. Joel Baker at philadelphiacc.net from me personally. Alternatively, you can email pccfitness@philadelphiacc.net, and the fitness center attendant on duty will get that as well as me. So that way you can have the service of all of our staff here. I encourage you all to check out what we have as far as Group X classes being offered. And if you have any questions or comments, don't hesitate to let us know, okay? I hope you're all doing well. Please enjoy your Thanksgiving. Eat extra vegetables, throw some extra vegetables on your plate before you get that. My family has sinful potatoes, and it's like butter. So I think it's maybe 4 sticks of butter for one batch. So I'm gonna try and stay away from those. They got the little Rice Krispies on top. I'm gonna stick with sweet potatoes this year, but remember, veggies first and then fill up with all the good stuff after that, okay? Everybody have a great Thanksgiving, enjoy your week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.